Clarity Empress, the Empress of Clarity, here to bring you a collective energy reading for none other than my Clarity Empress Collective. Hope everybody is doing well. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment in the comment section. Let me know if the reading resonates with you. And I hope everyone is doing well. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell anytime you come on. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. Who is that? What happened? Yes. All right, y'all. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, collective? How's everybody doing? We mukbanging tonight. We mukbanging tonight. What's going on, y'all? Spirit said y'all blessed. But do you know that? He thought he was getting away with something too by being up here. Thank you. All right, what's up, y'all? Let's get this thing crack-a-lacky. Spirit say you blessed, you are powerful, and you are protected. So, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, okay? Any weapon formed against you, you shall prosper. How about that? So what's going on? What's good? What's good, y'all? I see you in the building. What's up? Speak on it. What's up? Peace. What's up, sis? What it be like? What it be like? What it do? So let's talk about this protected status we are under. This powerful. That's why I keep hearing. You are powerful and protected. I keep hearing that. I've been hearing that for days, but I'll keep it to myself because I was like, I know I feel powerful and protected, but Spirit said that's for a lot of your collective. You know what I'm saying? What's good? But we walking into abundance. We walking into blessings. Any weapon formed against us makes us prosper. You get what I'm saying? All right, Spirit. So, first of all, collective, thank you for coming. Let me just repeat for those that weren't here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your likes and your shares. Make sure you ring the bell every time you come on. That way, you're notified. Well, I should say, anytime I come on. I'm all backwards today. But yeah, let's get this thing cracking. Spirit, give me a message for the collectors. Let's just get into it. Relationships. So that's what we're talking about tonight. I'm attracted to those people who serve my highest good. So somebody wants some good juju, good energy, good relationships. Tell me more, Spirit. What are we talking about tonight? What is the subject matter? Oh, worry no more, worry less. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Because it don't change nothing. Worry means you in the past or the future, but you definitely not in the present. Tell me more, Spirit. Like, share, and subscribe. Honesty, yeah, and the hidden energy. Somebody gotta learn to be honest. It says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Okay, say it loud, say it proud. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. We got surrender. Off my thing. I can release my need to control. That comes up a lot. When them abandonment cards show up, we already know somebody got some control issues because that's exactly what stems from abandonment, control issues. Somebody don't want to let something go. Excuse me. Somebody's trying to surrender to the connection because that's been a challenge in a lesson. That means there's some difficulties with surrender, which typically are. The hardest thing to do is release. It's one of the hardest things you can do. Tell me more, Spirit. And success. It says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. A lot of people think success means the things that they have, the material wealth that they gain. No, success is love. Do you love who you are authentically? Are you behaving authentically? Do you love what you do in life? Do you love who you are around? Do you love who you are romantic with? Do you love your friends? Do you love your family? Like all of those things combined give you success. It's not what you have, it's who you are and what you love. Mm. All right. And the bottom of the deck. Oh, somebody lonely, y'all. Because I know that I'm never alone, but somebody is lonely. That's the overall energy. So that's somebody struggling with loneliness right now. So which one of my collective is struggling? Somebody's sad. Oh, don't be sad, Puka. You got the collective. And I'm sure there's other people in your life that love you. You gotta find your tribe. You gotta open up. The only way to beat loneliness is to be open. Be a little vulnerable with the right people. Be more discerning so you link with the right people. You know what I'm saying? You know? Oh, okay. Turn on my heat. I don't know if I plug this headset in. This mic. Let me try the next mic. Just in case. Bear with me. Switching up the mic. A mic sounds nice. Check one. A mic sounds nice. Check two. All right. All right. So we dealing with somebody learning to surrender. Actually, finally being honest. So maybe somebody's coming out of disillusionment about life. You know what I'm saying? About what success means. You know what I'm saying? Maybe walking into their authentic self. I pulled some cards today on our I don't even know what you want to call it. Okay, so let me let me put it in context for you while I'm struggling. So both of my parents are married to people I do not claim. I don't fuck with the people at all. I don't like them. I don't want nothing to do with them. And they know this. And I don't care how they feel, but I don't mess with them. So I don't claim them in that, oh, that's my step this or my step that. That's the people they married. That's it. So that's how I feel about number 40 something. I can't claim that as my, what I'm saying, fearless leader. You get what I'm saying? That's something I can't claim. I don't. And you feel how you feel, but I can't claim that. I can't even take I can't take no ownership on that because I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So I can't say our number nothing. I can't do that. I don't know. I struggle with that. All right, so let's go with the T. Hmm. All right, Spirit, what's the T? Give me the T today. What's the T? So we got relationships, we got loneliness, is the overall energy. Somebody needs to surrender to the connection or surrender their control issues. We got honesty, somebody's in some worry energy. And I feel like they worried about their relationships or the state of their relationships. Tell me more, Spirit. We got the most difficult part of a situation is over. I think we had that last night, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. I didn't look. We got something important, such as a new job or raise. So that's what somebody's worried about their money, which makes sense because they're worried about their success in life. All right, hold on. Mhm. All right, tell me more. Oh, excuse me. Oh, damn. I had to drop it. Younger man dealing with a relationship with a younger man. So somebody's younger man needs to be honest. Or again, maybe somebody's dealing with the honesty of themselves. Remember, I said somebody coming out of their own delusions. Tell me more. What's it say? Spiritual development and enlightenment, awareness and understanding. That's the challenge and the lesson on the surrender. That's what, spiritual enlightenment and understanding will teach you how to surrender connections, how to surrender control issues, how to surrender codependency, how to surrender any toxicity, addictions. You know what I'm saying? That's what spiritual awareness and development or enlightenment awareness and development would do for you. You start to understand yourself better. You start to operate different. And it's been put on me to put up a video, uh well, the sound on really, about limerence. So let me find limerence. Video. Should have listened to this first. Any more? We're gonna unpack limerence in a hot second. Give me a sec, y'all. Tell me about success, Spirit. Ooh, beware greed. This the thing. Somebody got some delusion about what success is. And Spirit is saying, beware of greed. When you don't know or understand what success is, you will think it's merely material wealth. It's the job that I have, the money that I bring in, the house that I live in, or the car that I drive. You'll think it's the things, the clothes that I wear. You will think it's all the optics, what it looked like, okay? And just because somebody look like they got it, they don't. They don't. Not everybody got it like that. Also, a lot of times rich people don't look like they got it, when it comes to financial wealth. But somebody is looking for the optics, Spirit said, and beware of greed. Don't hoard. Don't hoard. You know what I'm saying? Buy what you need. Simplify your life and focus on what love really is. That's success. To find love, to not be in this lonely vibration. You did it? Okay. Any other? Those two are for me. Why you bring them upstairs? Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. And then a wish will be granted. Okay. Thank you. All right, so let's see what this first video. I don't know if I want to play the whole thing. Oh shit. What just happened? Oh, sorry, bear with me, y'all. Alright. So we're gonna look at limerence, what it is and how do we let go. I feel like I don't know why this is pertaining to tonight, but that's I gotta go with what the spirit said. Oh no, I'm gonna turn it up. Hold on. As soon as I get the video on. About a topic that I have meant to make a video about. Listen for to this. A year now, and have somehow never gotten around to it because it's such a big topic when it comes to attachment healing, and it's also something that a lot of us don't have a name for. And for most of us, this might be the first time you're hearing this term. I heard it for the first time a year ago and was like, I don't understand how I've never come across this term before. It is so relevant. And what that term is limerence. So I'm going to start by reading you a definition of limerence off the internet, and then I'm going to explain how I define it and what my kind of operational definition of limerence is going to be within this specific video. So the internet defines limerence as a state of mind which results from romantic or non-romantic feelings for another person, and typically includes obsessive thoughts and fantasies, as well as a desire to form or maintain a relationship with the object of love and to have one's feelings reciprocated. So the first time that you read this definition, you might think, so that is a crush. And in many ways, it is actually identical to a crush. I think that many definitions of the word crush could be completely and totally interchanged with the definition of the word limerence. The main difference there would be that limerence has a bit of an obsessive quality to it, right? But the way that I'm going to define limerence specifically is any relationship that you have where you have those limerent feelings, so those feelings of wanting someone's time, attention, of having, mostly we're going to talk about sexual and romantic feelings for someone in this video, but and this is where I define limerence versus a real desire to form a relationship with someone. Limerence is about when you are more attached to the idea of someone that you have inside of your head than you are to the actual person. So it's what happens when you choose to prioritize maintaining a fantasy relationship with someone in your head over the real relationship that you have with them in real life, which means you are willing to get into fights with them about things that they did that are not what you wanted them to do or what the version that you have of them in your head would have done. It means that you are unwilling to learn new things about them and integrate those things into your idea of who they are because those things might not go along with who you want them to be. It's basically any time in which our idea of someone and what we want to believe about them and the way we want them to make us feel based on that belief overrides our true, genuine willingness to have a connection with that person. And I think that for most people who are insecurely attached, specifically those who are on the anxious spectrum, so either anxious or fearful avoidant types, it's possible that most of the romantic and sexual feelings you've had in your entire life have been limerence, and that you may never have had a true, genuine connection with someone, or you may have only had that true, genuine connection in moments, and the rest of the time there's this constant push and pull between how you want someone to be inside of your own mind and how they actually are. And you might have always heavily prioritized maintaining your image of who you want this person to be in your head. And we're going to talk about why we do that, as well as how we can stop it, because we cannot form real connections with people when we have limerence around them. All we're doing when we have limerence around someone is kind of emotionally masturbating to them, right? We're just using this idea that we have of them to make ourselves feel good about ourselves and to confirm something we want to believe is true about ourselves. Like, if this person loves me, then I'm worthy. And we are doing that at the expense of actually getting to know them. So this is not real connection. This is not real love. This is not anything that gives us real lasting power in a relationship. So it is my fairly firm opinion that love and connection cannot happen until limerence is at least operating at an almost non-existent level. Real connection can only happen with people in real time, okay? But the first step of getting over limerence is recognizing when we're doing it. And in order to recognize when we're doing it, we have to learn to recognize kind of the danger cues that happen inside of our own minds and in. I said, y'all picking up what she putting down, right? Limerence ain't no joke. We sit there thinking that we're in love with somebody in our head, but then you have to really think about, do I like you in real life? Am I idolizing you in a certain way? And then am I scared to connect with you, or vice versa? Inside of our own bodies that alert us to the fact that what we're feeling is limerence, not true connection. So let's talk about some of the things that we might mistake
limerence for? One of the biggest things I think we mistake limerence for is sexual attraction. So we might think, oh, I'm just so attracted to this person, I can't get them off of my mind. I think about them wanting me. I think about us having sex. I think about us being together in a sexual way. And we might truly think that what we're feeling is sexual desire. And I think that a lot of us, of any attachment style, but particularly of insecure attachment styles, are actually not that grounded when it comes to recognizing what sexual attraction actually feels like in our bodies. Okay? So when we feel limerence, it's often a very mental thing. So we're fantasizing about someone, we're thinking about them, we're almost like obsessively watching a movie in our heads about what we want that person to do and say and feel towards us. Versus sexual attraction is a very imminent feeling. It's very grounded in the body, at least for myself, and I would imagine for other people as well. And something that I think we don't talk a lot about, because so few people actually talk about sex in an embodied way, is that sexual attraction actually requires us to feel a little bit calm. It's kind of this mix of having our body be relaxed enough that we can feel sexual urges, because you can't feel sexual when you're not feeling relaxed, because by virtue of being in fight or flight mode, all of those lower level systems are not being prioritized by your nervous system. So the reproduction system is not the thing that comes out screaming when you're in fight or flight mode. And when you are insecurely attached, when you are engaging in a limerent redemption fantasy as part of your attachment system feeling threatened, you are often in fight or flight mode. And fight or flight mode is this very intense, anxious energy in the body. It gives you a lot of energy. It gives you a lot of drive. It can make you feel like you want to go for a run. It can make you feel like you want to reach out to people, like you want to send 25 text messages in a row. It can make you feel like you're desperate to get some sort of answer, attention, response from someone, right? That is not the feeling of being relaxed and present in your body and aware of your sexual system, right? And obviously there's excitation that happens when you're feeling truly sexually aroused, but it's a very different feeling than that kind of anxious, heady, desperate for validation feeling, right? Those two feelings show up in different places in the body. So to recognize whether you're feeling limerence or whether you're feeling genuine sexual attraction, you really have to ground yourself in the moment and notice what's coming up for you. So I had so many experiences in my life where what I thought was that I was so attracted to someone that I just could not keep my head on straight, but actually what I was feeling was just an overwhelming limerence for that person. So there was one person in particular who I remember I met at a very difficult period of my life where a lot of shit was hitting the fan in a lot of different directions, and I developed this out of control, in my eyes, attraction to this person. But what that attraction felt like was this overwhelming desire for them to want me. And I wanted them to want me so badly that I would actually get a little bit annoyed when I was with them, because they were not allowing me enough space to engage with the fantasy version of them that I had in my head. So I ended up sleeping with this person multiple times, and I would actually get anxious for the sex to be over so that I could go back to the part of my brain that was just imagining them wanting me so badly. That was the best part to me. And the reality of being with them, either sexually or platonically, was just kind of fun.
Imagine that, y'all. Imagine you like somebody, or you feel like you're very attracted to this person, but then you get the opportunity to be with them and kind of feel like maybe I don't like them. Maybe they're not. This is not how I imagine this to be. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that's that buildup you get when, especially when you're dating or anticipating dating somebody, and you think, okay, me and this person gonna be compatible. They saying all the right things. So far, they've done all the right things, whatever those things should be. And then they getting that energy, and you realize, I don't think I like this person like that. And the version you had of them in your head was way better than the real life. That's some limerence. And then but limerence also, like she said, is borderline um a crush. It could be a crush. So it's like somebody, and it's a crush that's not actualized, meaning, let's say you really are crushing on somebody, and it never gets beyond the crush, right? It never gets to the love part that you are imagining in your head. It never gets to the romance. It never gets to the mutualness. You know what I'm saying? The reciprocity. It's a relationship that just really doesn't take off, and you don't know how you really would feel with that person. Man, hello. Hold on. Let's go.
For the fantasy. Like it was like this necessary evil that I had to do in order to return to my fantasy and allow it to deepen. And so I was never fully in my body when I was with this person. And I think that this is actually really common. I think that a lot of us, I would say most of us, have learned to have sex in a very disembodied way. Like we aren't present with the experience, we aren't checking in with each other in a real way. We're often even fantasizing about the person that we're with while we're with them, and completely ignoring the actual version of them that is right in front of us. And I think that we have been socialized to approach sex that way a lot of the time, but it is such a disembodied experience, right? Even looking at someone while you're sleeping with them and thinking, oh, you're so into me right now, that's a disembodied experience, right? You don't know that for sure. Maybe they're not into you at all. They just really wanted to have sex that day because they were feeling horny, right? You could be completely misinterpreting why they're sleeping with you. The only experience you can have in that moment that's true is your own experience in your body, right? And anytime we are having sex, but we're not focused on the actual feelings that are present in our body in that moment, we are more focused on what the other person is thinking of us. We're generally in limerence. We are not genuinely in our bodies experiencing attraction. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit different for everybody, like what limerence versus genuine sexual attraction feels like. It's going to show up differently in your body and in your mind, but learning what those distinguishing points are for you is going to go a really long way in helping you understand whether you feel genuine attraction towards someone or whether you feel limerence towards them. Another key one is that generally we feel true embodied attraction towards someone in the moment, right? So if you are on your own thinking of this person and you haven't had a lot of interaction with them lately, but you are still feeling that intense, overwhelming feeling of attraction, it might be because you are experiencing limerence, right? So this also raises the question, well, isn't limerence just a normal part of being alive? Like when you have a crush, of course you think about that person when they're not there. Even in long-term romantic relationships, you think about your partner when they're not there. And you can have lots of warm feelings, you can draw upon memories, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to moralize this. That might be a lie. I'm trying to moralize this a little bit. It felt untrue when I said that in my body. But I think it becomes kind of pathological and it becomes very disruptive for ourselves and other people when we're prioritizing the fantasy that we have about someone over the actual experience of being with them, and we're getting frustrated or resentful towards them for not living up to this fantasy version that we have of them. That is not real connection. That is not real love. That is unkind towards the other person. It's not allowing them to be seen and appreciated for who they actually are as a human being, which leads me to my next point. So we have to understand the function of limerence in order to get over it. So until we understand why we're doing this, it's going to be difficult for us to catch ourselves in the moments that we're doing it and decide to do something else instead. So limerence often feels like it just kind of falls out of the sky, right? Like there's this book called Living with Limerence by someone named Dr. L, who's unidentified. And they talk about how when you have a limerent object, so a crush that's kind of obsessive, they have almost this glow about them. Like you think about them or you look at them and you almost see them as like this enlightened, glowy, uber attractive version of someone. Right? And it might feel completely random and like it's not your fault and it's completely out of control how you feel about this person. But if you're paying close attention, there's usually a function to the limerence itself. Okay? And what I mean by that is there is something your brain needs that it is trying to fulfill through this limerence object. So I'm going to give some examples from my own life and also some that I think are common examples of why people pick limerent objects. But I think that a quicker way to do it for yourself is to just really tune into how your body feels when you think about someone you have limerence around. So I had an experience recently where I was noticing myself developing a bit of limerence around someone who it didn't make any sense for me to have this much of a focus on our connection because we didn't have that much of a connection. It was like someone I met briefly, but I really noticed that I wanted them to fill this role of very knowledgeable, very together human being. Like that was the way that I liked to think of them. And when I pictured this person in my mind, what I noticed first was that I actually was not picturing us interacting at eye level, despite the fact that anytime I'd been around this person, we had been talking like normal people who were right in front of each other. Where I pictured them was kind of up and to the right. Like I saw them literally in my mind when I pictured them as above me. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. So when I have that visualization of someone as above me, literally, what does that feel like in my body?
Okay, so besides what it feels like in her body, what I also get from that is that when we put people on a pedestal, when we put people on a pedestal, right? Where we think, okay, this person, we are in love with their potential and not with who they actually are, how they actually show up in the world. That's part of limerence, you know what I mean? And we know that potential is what you would do if you had their circumstances, but not everybody is able to live up to what you would do. Some people don't have the capacity or the wherewithal, or whatever you want to call it, to actualize what their potential are. They may have all the talent in the world, but then there's something tugging at them that stops them in their tracks, or you know what I'm saying? And so if you holding this person up in your mind that, oh, they're going to be fantastic at blah blah blah, this person is going to be an astrophysicist and they're going to save the world and solve some atomic particle equation or whatever. They might be they could be a math genius, but maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe that's not what they need to do. Maybe that's not their purpose. But it is possible that they could do it. And if you're constantly envisioning what they could be, what they could, you know what I'm saying, what they could do, what they should do, then you may develop limerence. And it might feel like you're in love, or that you really deeply love this person, only what you're really in love with is their potential. Something that they may not be interested in doing. And it's their choice because it's their life, right?
I realized it makes me feel kind of protected. Like, it makes me feel like knowing that there's someone wiser, more knowledgeable, more capable than me, who I like to imagine as being in my corner, close by but not too close, makes me feel like I can kind of relax and trust that they have the lead for a bit. And I like that feeling. I like that feeling of I don't have to think about how to protect this other person, which is very often how I feel around other people. I often feel like I need to protect the needs, emotions, and feelings of the people around me.
We're skipping.
Today you and tomorrow you aren't the same person. If you're tired of what today you is doing, get an accounting fundamentals certificate from WGU School of Business and get a whole new tomorrow you in just 6 months.
I
Enroll
can't
today
skip
at
nothing.
WGU.
Wow.
The future of your business is here. With Wix, get advanced AI capabilities. For more customers.
So,
Cleanly. But something else that's really interesting that radical honesty teaches people not to do is to hang on to appreciation for people. So if you are feeling very warm and happy and appreciative towards someone in your body, radical honesty also encourages you, with the same level of urgency with which you would feel resentment towards someone, to express your appreciation towards them. Because
okay, so this goes back to something I told y'all a couple days ago, a couple readings back. I said, when you are waxing poetic about this person and you're sitting there thinking about this person and you're picturing this person and this is your person, and oh my God, I remember this person. I remember that. Remember the disrespect too. Don't forget that part. And I think that's where she was leading off to when it comes to limerence. It's like you could get caught up in the nostalgia of what you and this person were like, but then there's a whole level, another level to this person that you need to keep in mind. You get what I'm saying? So don't forget the disrespect. Limerence might make you forget that for a time because you're holding on to the positive memory. And then remember, we started this this reading off about relationships. But you're blessed and protected. So I feel like you need to remember that too. Like there may be a reason why that somebody else is lonely and not you. You know, maybe you're not lonely, but you don't reminisce over somebody that may have been disrespectful to you and forget the disrespect. That's unhealthy. Tell me more. Victory in some endeavor. Whatever you're doing when it comes to relationships, you're getting your victory. The difficult part is over. Part of that is the growth and the development of yourself, the shadow work you may be doing on yourself. Those things are not temporary, but it just, you could put it in the past because there's growth here when it comes to relationships and how you see it, right? Tell me more about the bag. Something you shouldn't be worrying about. Great work. Wow. Great worry over nothing. All right. And this whale is purple, as you can see, right? And it's clarifying the card of worry. And also a new job or raise. So somebody's worried about their income. But Spirit is saying that's a great worry over nothing. So the money is coming. The money is here and the money is coming. And what did it say? The thumbnail. Let me see my thumbnail, y'all. I forgot, but it's going right back to it. Let me see. Act like you're blessed, talk like you're blessed, walk like you're blessed, think like you're blessed, smile like you're blessed. Because you are. So Spirit said, don't worry about it. You worrying over nothing. Tell me more. Forces working against you. This is when somebody's been dishonest, Spirit said. This is giving Ace of Swords energy. Also, like here, we have the younger man and honesty. So there may be a younger man you're in a relationship with that was dishonest. And you know how they say, if they're younger by a minute, an hour, or a day, they're still younger than you. So this is a younger man, somebody younger than you, that was dishonest. But you ain't got nothing to worry about. Remember, being open, honest, authentic brings you success. Tell me about the surrender with the torch. It says guaranteed success. So there's spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding, and your ability to finally get to surrender, releasing what you feel that you need to control, guarantees your success. Sometimes we're scared of success, Spirit says. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, Twan. I dropped the card. Hold on, y'all. Don't be afraid. It says you need to defend yourself. So there may be some distractors from your success. Keep that in mind. There may be people who would like to wrestle away what you have. So careful with greed, careful with flaunting what you have. There are eyes on you, people who will take what you have because they see that you have it. So careful with that. And bottom of the deck, let's see. It says success assured with good plans and hard work. Success is here how many times? Sheesh. Victory, wish granted, worry over nothing. What did it say? Hold on. Success over here, guaranteed success here. Wow. But there's this hitch here with the younger man. Forces working against you. That's the problem. You worried about other things, but some Spirit said don't be worried about this. Whatever this is, don't worry about it. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more. Thank you for all the likes. I see my people in the building just passing through and hitting me with some likes because y'all just know me like that. I don't know, y'all may not have time. Y'all might have been tired tonight, but you still came through for your girl and hit me with a like. So I appreciate you. If you see this, thank you. And it says romance in the air. So why is that working against you? So you got a younger man in your life that might have limerence or might have romance in the air, but there's romance in the air. They want to give you something. Oh, somebody want to make an offer of love to you. A genuine offer of love is what I'm hearing. A genuine offer of love. Wow. Let's see. Success here. 1, 2, 3. 4 times. We got success here 4 times. So what do you need to defend yourself from? And what kind of greed issues? Tell me more, Spirit. Dealings with a relationship with a man. So I feel like this reading is for a feminine, but whoever the man is different than the younger man? Huh. Somebody got 2 people to choose from? Mm. One is a little greedy. Oh, somebody is possessive and controlling and wants to dominate your love. Or maybe they already do. But the younger man wants to bring an offer. And they feel like something is working against them. Hmm. Okay, well then, Spirit, how does the divine femme feel? Tell me that. How does the divine femme feel? Protected. Protected from negative forces beyond your control. So listen, it might be 2 men that need to work something out when it comes to you. And working out don't mean good, don't mean bad, just something they need to figure out between the 2 of them. Okay? Because spirit is protecting the divine feminine situation. You're fine. Hey, Imani. You're fine, but the masculines in this situation, uh yeah, there's got to be a conversation, there's got to be a negotiation. And I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you depends on who you are in somebody's life, what position you have. This could be a father, son. The father could be like, listen, this is my wife and you doing too damn much. or or the younger man could just be an admirer. I don't know. Could be a work husband, you know. You know. But it's something the 2 of them need to come to an understanding about their roles in a divine femme's life. Because she's protected from negative forces beyond her control. I feel like the man may be her protector because he's also clarifying shield. This is where she can let her guard down. But there's some sort of greed here with the pig. And the man is falling on success, which also means he knows there's no greater thing than to love, really. No greater goal than to love. So I feel like the man loves you. But then there's the younger man that also wants to tell you that they love you too with the rose romances in the air. Ooh, somebody got some suitors. Some people saying, hey, hi. What up, boo? Okay. So there it is. Somebody got admirers. And there's more than one. Or maybe multiple relationships. And I don't get as much limerence here, but the younger man could have limerence, or you could have younger. I'm sorry, you could have limerence for them. Something has to be actualized to determine if it's real or not. Something has to come. You have to come to some understanding to make sure it's real, not memories. Like you gotta know that it's not fake. It's not just all in your head, right? You need some type of clarification, some conclusion type energy to sort it out because it doesn't feel real right now. Whatever it is, it don't feel real. Feels like could it? Maybe I don't know, like that. Not really sure. Tell me about the star. Watashi wa star. Oh. One at a time, please. One at a time. Woman dealing with a relationship with a woman. This is the challenge. The woman. Somebody is like, I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of beef between two men, one younger, one older, over a woman. It might be multiple situations, so you're gonna have to take it how it resonates. Somebody might have a situation that's not real. You know what I'm saying? And they think it is. And they beefing with somebody over something that's not real. And also it could be something that is real, but somebody needs to speak up. Because remember, in limerence, you're holding back. It's usually avoidant type energy. So somebody who's holding back from, coming forward and saying, I love, I care, I want to be in a relationship with you, I genuinely like you. Somebody's holding back from coming clean, coming saying what they really want in a relationship. All right, so let's get some love oracle cards. Some what do you call it? Island time wellness. Let's get some clarity. And then we gonna go. All right, tell me about relationships and the victory. Ooh, chills. Says, oh, so somebody's in separation, missing you, thinking about you. Yeah, the lonely person, yearning, unsure of the future, but they want a relationship with you. They want a victory with you. They feel like the hard part is over. I don't know what the hard part is, but there's some hard part. Spirit said the offer, wanting to give you love. I don't know why that's the hard part though. My muscle hurting on my chest. Tell me more, Spirit. We're gonna continue unpacking limerence another time too. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationship, reflect. Oh, okay, so there's worry here during this reflection. Also, I feel like folks is worried about money. You and your person, or your persons, because it look like more than one. Y'all concerned about money. Money is an issue. But Spirit say you worried over nothing. So I don't know. Maybe y'all need to combine forces. You know what I'm saying? Be more of an interdependent type situation, especially if this is a child. You know, I heard this woman say today on the radio, they was saying, I forgot what the question was, but she they gave her an opportunity to vent. And she had a 28-year-old son who works very far from where they are, but he needs the job, but he can't get there because he riding dirty. You know what I'm saying? And he could only ride to a certain point, and she would need to take him the rest of the way. So I think they live in Philly. So he was like, she was like, I'm scared of them Philly cops. But then when you go out to that wherever, King of Prussia or wherever, you can't take those type of risks. He don't offer her any money for gas at all. And all he kept saying is, you gotta take me. And she said it's a lot. It's too much for her to keep doing that. And I don't know. I feel like somebody needs to learn a lesson in humility and reciprocity. Somebody needs to learn a lesson in what interdependence is. Maybe that's what this is. I feel like it could be the masculine, the older man gatekeeping the heart of the what's her name, the woman here, because she's here, and he got the shield, so he's not playing. So I don't know if in that particular scenario that I heard on the radio, if the young man had a father figure, but it didn't sound like there was a masculine to check him and say, bruh, you doing too much to your mother. Or whatever that is. Like somebody might be living off of somebody or doing too much. Not necessarily the one here. I just feel like that's a possibility in this scenario. And then the man, and that's why, oh, you know what? When I talk out some stuff, Spirit be telling me some things. Okay, so the younger man felt on honesty. Okay. He fell on honesty. It's the younger man. Then it was the acts, forces working against you, and then romance in the air. I feel like the younger man feels like everybody's against him, and the older man feels like, yeah, but you're not acting right. And she's in the middle, the star, the spiritual development. Yeah, she's in the middle, right, of them two, and Spirit said she's protected from negative forces beyond her control. So these two men need to work something out. I don't know what they are to each other. They could be brothers, for far as I know. They could be siblings, for far as I know. But they need to work something out. It's one is just younger than the other, and there's some type of issue when it comes to the feminine, the divine feminine. Tell me more about this younger man with the axe and the rose. Tell me more. This could be father, son, uncle, nephew. It could be something, anything, stepson, son, twin flame. Oh, there's a twin flame relationship associated with the young man. There's yin and yang, zen, balance, union, coupling, complement each other. So tell me more about the divine femme. One at a time. Okay. Addiction, codependent obsession, controlling. So either the divine or either the feminine, because you don't have to be divine, has an addiction, or somebody has an addiction to her, and that goes back to the limerence. Somebody might have a limerence. They might feel like they love her, or they may feel they have an idea what love should be like with her. Tell me about younger man. I mean, man. Tell me about the man and success. Engagement ring, partnership, commitment. So the man is committed, but the younger man and the woman may have some sort of limerence. So for the man, it's real. For the younger man, it's the twin flame type of journey because they do feel like they have a connection. But there's some sort of addiction that's getting in the way and causing control issues. I don't know who this resonates with, but take it how it resonates. If it don't resonate, I feel you. I understand. It's confusing me. And lately, the readings have been coming off a little interesting like that. So take it how it resonates. And it says karmic relationship. Feelings, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go and loving you. And somebody is lonely. Somebody's been wishing for a relationship. The problem is they may have been wishing for a relationship they thought they wanted, but it wasn't quite what they thought it was. It was the limerick. It was believing this was the one, and it wasn't. It's believing that this wasn't the one. I mean, this was the one, and then getting it and seeing clearly this can't be it. You know what I'm saying? Like this person is like, nah, this definitely can't be it because whatever the case may be, it hurts a lot. Obsession, possession, controlling, and has a block. It's a lot going on here. There's somebody's reflecting their wounds. There's separation issues. There's abandonment issues. There's a lot of controlling because somebody needs to surrender. There's somebody committed, and there's somebody who wants to make an offer. There's twin flame and karmic relationship. I also feel like it's kind of blending the two between the karmic and the twin flame because they both teach lessons. It's like, well, how do you know if it's what you think it is? How do you know? And I feel like there's something that has to be worked out or seen to the end. Remember, I said the two men got to work it out. but there's something they also need to work together with the divine femme. But I feel like she's protected. If there's a karmic femme here, not so much. She's more of on the addiction side. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot of people involved. You gotta put it where it go. You know what I mean? I don't know play who role, but I know there is multiple players here. There's multiple situations here. And there's someone who's definitely protected, but I feel like it's the feminine. And there's also someone very lonely. I do not believe it's the man. I believe it's the younger man in that twin flame energy who wants to bring a rose. Ooh, and there's a lot to work out, especially with the addiction. Tell me more, Spirit. A lot to work out. Talking. Yeah, they want to communicate. Somebody want to communicate with you. They want to talk about it. They like hear me out. Hear me out. Listen to what I gotta say, please. Please and thank you. Tell me more. Yeah, this person definitely wants another chance. The Phoenix here says new phase, rekindle, renew, transform, or transformation, growth, and change mind. So whatever. Oh, okay, now it's making a little bit more sense now. With the karmic relationship, that may be how it felt because it's twin flame. They do feel very similar until you realize whether somebody's going to change or do right, or y'all going to be in the 3D together and all of that. But this person wants to bring an offer of transformation. This person is changing due to separation and loneliness. They changed their mind. They're growing. Tell me about the mirror, Spirit. Then the golden mirror comes up. Self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. I feel like somebody was in a devil energy, maybe narcissistic at one point. So I feel like somebody's sobering up. Tell me about separation, Spirit. Girl with the snake. Somebody was charmed you. Oh, okay, so that's what it was. So there was somebody was charmed you, being played, uh, dealing with a narcissist, being love bombed, being played with, and now they going through a transformation because they're in a separation from you. You planted some type of seeds that are now fruiting and growing. Tell me more. And spreading in this person's heart. Tell me more about the engagement. Mask. Not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslight. I do feel like this same person hides how they really feel. Wow. There's a lot of deception here. That's why the honesty card came up. Somebody is not being their authentic self. And if they don't become vulnerable and be honest and authentic, they will not have the love that they're seeking. That's just how it goes. Bottom of the day, soulmates, yeah. So there may have been karmic soulmates and twin flames in this relationship. And somebody has to figure out what their role is. Get past the limerence of it all. Make sure there's no confusion. Really kind of, look up limerence for yourself. Look up some videos for it. Get a better understanding. Because I feel like somebody has limerence for somebody and then love for someone else. And so somebody need to clear it up, or they're in the process of clearing up what their feelings truly mean. And I think last night we had the moon in the upright in this one particular deck. That's how it comes. I think somebody is getting clearer on their emotions and sorting through any illusion and delusion. It's a better understanding is what I'm getting from what's what in the connection, and they want to make an offer. I see that big time. Yeah, because you have the heart with the key. That came up last night too. Welcoming love, meeting the other one, opening your heart, and getting together. Perfect. So I do think that there's limerence here for the wrong person and love for the other. And as somebody's starting to balance out their emotions and clear their confusion. The next step is though to come out of avoidance, stop trying to control the narrative, and be straight up with whomever it is that they have this limerence or this love for. It's time to be honest with themselves and tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's the reading. Take how it resonates. If it don't resonate, I completely understand because this one here took me under twists and turns and this and that, and there's too many people here. So that's when, to me, when there's too many people here and the relationship goes up and down, it can get confusing. I do feel like somebody is confused. That has been confused, but I don't think they're as confused as they used to be. I feel like somebody's unpacking limerence even if they don't know the word. Because I know for me, um, I went through, I call it infatuation, but it could have been limerence. It probably was a mixture. I felt like it was infatuation, but it wasn't love. I just thought, okay, I'm opening my heart. This must be the one. And they weren't the one, the two, the three, or the four. That was a waste of my time. But it was also a learning experience, so it wasn't completely a bust. It taught me. So by the time real love came my way, I was prepared. I was better understanding. Like, this makes more sense. I don't have any resistance here. And I generally care. And I generally like this person. Not only do I love them, but I like them. That was a big difference for me. And I feel like the feeling is mutual without me worried about what they think. Deep. Yeah, unpack that limerence when you get a chance, y'all. Thank you for coming to the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a good night. Get ready for the live donation readings if you're interested. Uh, you can follow the pinned comment tomorrow and get your cards read. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Peace.